Hey, welcome to the produce garden again. It's New Year's Day. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Why am I up on New Year's Day at 7:30 in the morning? It's actually about 7:15, I think. No, I'm not mental. Maybe I am a bit, but the reason is that yesterday it was 41 degrees, so pretty hot. Today it's going to be about 39, probably 40 again. So I just want to get up early and do a little bit of work on the plants, and just go through how to make fertiliser. There's two types of fertiliser I'm going to go through today. One's a bit rank, the other one can be, but not as rank. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you first off. This first one, if you can see it from there, all I did last week, I just filled this bucket halfway full with sheep manure, and I've obviously put some water in it, and I've just let it soak for about a week. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out most of the manure itself and put it on that garden bed that I've been growing in the videos, or building in the videos I should say. I'll put that on there, and what's left, that liquid, which is going to be really rich in nutrients, I'm going to pour on the tomatoes. And then I'm going to show you another one, which is a fertiliser as well, but I tend to call it a tea more than anything else. So it's pretty rank. All I'm going to do, just get it as close to the area as you can, and just shovel out, try and strain as much of the manure as you can, which is going to be great for that garden bed that we've been building the last few weeks, the no-dig garden bed. Now, if it's pretty well broken down manure, it shouldn't stink that bad, although it will be a bit foul. You can see it there, but really good for the garden. So I'll get out the majority of that. If you had a big garden strainer, that'd be great. I obviously don't have one. Alright, that's just about it. That'll do. So I'll leave that on there. What I'm going to do, the garden bed that I have been building the last few weeks, you probably remember in the other videos I said I was going to do half no-dig and then fill it up with soil. I've decided just to do it as a whole no-dig garden. So I'm going to come back and do another video, part 4, and I've got a whole lot of materials, and I'm just going to demonstrate finishing it off, and then go through what you need to do once you've finished it, and what you can and can't plant it. So, if you can see from there, all I've got left is this brown, hideous liquid, which is kind of rank. If the manure is well broken down, it shouldn't stink too much at all. But there it is. So I don't know if you can see the tomatoes, which are just here. I'm just going to pour that on. And they'll love it. Really, really good. So that's good. Now the other one I was going to quickly demonstrate is a tea, or what I call a tea. So all I've got is just some water, and all I've done is collect weeds. And all I'm going to do is chuck the weeds in there. A few tomato stems that I've had to break off. Get your shovel. It's a bit nicer doing this one because it doesn't stink as bad. Push them down. They'll eventually just break down anyway, so they'll go nice and soft, and all the nutrients and minerals, etc., that are in those weeds will just break down into the water. I'll strain that off in a week's time. I'll put the weeds back onto the no-dig garden. They'll be covered so that none of the seeds will come up. And the liquid that's left, I'll put on the tomatoes again in a week's time. Easy. So if you've got, that was sheep manure that I used, but you can use nearly anything. A Jen I know who grows really great tomatoes. just has a big 45-gallon drum, and he literally just pours in a bag of sheep manure and a bag of cow manure, fills it up with water, and just uses that to water his tomatoes once they start fruiting. They really take on board heaps of nutrients, especially from manures, so it's a great way to go with your tomatoes too. Another thing I wanted to add with tomatoes for people who smoke, if you do smoke, tomatoes hate nicotine, so don't smoke when you're picking your tomatoes, and if you've had a cigarette, wash your hands before you start touching them as well. Alright, now I'll put this somewhere out of the sun. We're going to be in direct sun in a couple of hours. It's going to be a stinker of a day. Otherwise, all that water will just evaporate, so we want to try and keep it. You might have to top it up during the week if it's hot where you are. It's definitely hot where I am. And I'll use that next week. So there's 2 different fertilisers that are easy to use. Manure that you've just kept in water for a week, strain it off. You can pour it a whole lot if you want onto the garden bed, or like I did, you can just strain it, throw it onto an existing garden bed or your compost bin, and then just use the liquid. And another one for weeds and offcuts. If you want to just, rather than put them in the compost bin, you just want to make a nice cheap fertiliser at home, chuck it in some water, leave it for a week, and away you go. Easy. So I'll come back later on today, or probably tomorrow morning now, because it's going to be hot today, and I'll go over the garden bed too, and we'll do a few more layers, and I'll go over that as well. Alright, any questions? Just give me a yell. I hope you all had a good New Year's Eve last night. Now that I've done this, I'm going to water a couple more things before it gets too hot today, and then I'm not going to do anything. I might go for a swim. Alright, I'll see you soon.